Peace. Ooh, think fast. Almost fell out my chest. Peace. Have it now. Now's the vibrate, of course. When did the truth become so brutal? Like from truth being one and the same. I say one and the same, but like right there with love, when you're dealing with the universe, when you're dealing with source, you're dealing with God, you're dealing with high vibrations. You're always dealing with truth. You know, I tell people if it ever come off as a lie or it come off as misleading, then that's not source. That's not God. You know what I'm saying? And you feel it. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibration of it. Same thing with us coming across these lies and religions, where it's like, you feel it and it's like, all right, nah, I know source ain't rocking like that. I could tell that's some human. I could tell that's some type of lie. But anyway, getting to the realness of the situation, or what I wanted to bring up right quick is when did the truth become so brutal? When a matter of fact, in which I know, but I'm saying like as far as like why is the truth brutal? When did it become brutal? Now, I mean, I know and understand why, as far as like, when you create a society that makes, you know, sicknesses and craziness the norm, you know what I'm saying? When you live in a society that makes lying the norm and makes, living a lie and misleading, when that's the norm within society, then becoming the truth, I mean, and saying the truth becomes very brutal. Like, oh man, that was blunt. That was brutal. I mean, what is the truth? The truth is supposed to be the truth. It is being upfront, you know what I'm saying? It is not holding anything back, As a matter of fact, I had to go look up the definition of brutal, and I'm like, all right, let me see, savage, cruel, inhumane, harsh, irrational. I'm like, the truth is none of those things in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like the truth. Matter of fact, only one I got from that is the truth could be inhumane in the sense of like from being a dysfunctional human in our ego for so long. You know what I'm saying? The truth, could come off as inhumane. You know what I'm saying? So it could be brutal in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Because it's inhumane as far as because we're so used to living lies and telling lies and all this, that the truth could become inhumane or brutal. Inhumane meaning more godly, if anything. But I was like, man, what, savage, like cruel, and then I even saw the word crude and tried to play with that. I'm like, all right, so crude like basically like crude be another word for brutal or whatever. And then crude, I looked up a few things on that and it was like undisguised. And I was like, all right, if anything, you know, dealing with, and it's still, undisguised, but I was like, if anything, then that's not too bad. Undisguised truth. And all right, that sound a little better, but to be like brutal, like you hurted somebody with the truth, like, and the truth only harms and hurts the ego. It only harms and hurts lies and liars. You know, somebody living a lie, somebody trying to lead a misleading life. Like say for instance, like with somebody being, say for instance, somebody obese. And they're trying to act like they're not. So when you be like, well, that overweight person or that, like, oh man, you brutal, huh? Like, nah, that person is obviously overweight. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's no brutalness to it. It's truth. And that's the thing that truth is truth, and we need to get away from being in this psychotic, society, this crazy society that has taken, you know, this psychopathic, sociopathic behavior as the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like it now, lying and all this has become so normal that the truth has become brutal. You know what I'm saying? So we need to get away from where we start saying brutal lie. And that's the thing. They don't have no terminology for brutal lies. Like, man, that was a brutal lie. Matter of fact, they even got words to dress up lies, like white lie. You know what I'm saying? Which we already know what that stems from, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with racism and making, try to make everything black, bad and white good, that white lie. you know. So here it is that, society in America, Western civilization, You know, they make lies. Oh, you know, they got such thing as a white lie. Nah, ain't too bad. But then when you're talking about the truth, man, that was a brutal truth. That was blunt. That was being frank. Like, like that's what the truth is. Like the truth is being upfront. Because I know I make people uncomfortable with a lot of things that I speak on, as far as like just being truthful about the situation. Because people can't handle the truth. Matter of fact, be real with you. That's another one of them things that'll make people be like the devil in church. Like when, like if I'm speaking the truth, it's like it makes people uncomfortable because they're used to the lies, they're used to the misleading, they're used to, matter of fact, running from the truth so they could purposely live a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say purposely live a lie, like, well, say for instance, certain Christians may know and feel that the stuff they worshiping and stuff like that, they may know it's fake, and they got that gut feeling where this stuff ain't all that, but they'll purposely stay away from somebody speaking the truth because they want to stay within that relationship, stay within that lie. I done had plenty of brethren and sisters do it where, they come talk to me on the holy tip, and then when I start speaking on knowledge and I start speaking on it in a way that is undeniable, like where you would have to be retarded to not agree with what I'm speaking on with science, and then it has scientific proof attached to it, then they kind of like cut the conversation short because they know if they listen anymore or if I go any further, I'm gonna take them. I'm basically gonna liberate them and free their soul, you know what I'm saying, from their religious lockdown, you know what I'm saying? But because they want to be under that religious lockdown, they're like, well, I'm sorry, but I gotta go. Have a nice day, Let me continue to live my lie. Let me continue to live in my falsehood, But the truth should not be brutal. It's no way that we live in a society. Let's just say it's crazy, in which that's why I'm speaking on this so we could change this, you know what I'm saying? Because I know me, like I can't stand the elephant in the room and that uncomfortable feeling. I'm an empath, so I feel it. Like, so it's like, nah, like, bro, be truthful. Like, stop misleading. Because matter of fact, because when you keep on lying and you keep on giving people a comfortable little falsehood to lay up in, then it creates, you basically enabling all that lying, and all this falsehood. So we gotta start being just truthful, you know what I'm saying? So we could eliminate that word what blunt, being blunt and harsh truth and brutal truth. It won't even be those such terminologies anymore because it just be the truth. The truth is what it is, and the truth shall set you free and liberate you. You know what I'm saying? So remember that. But I'm gonna be out on that. Just wondering, like, why the truth? When did it become brutal? I could tell a little white lie. It's just a little white lie, you know. I don't even want to, but brutal truth. We just gotta get rid of that. That gotta go today, right now. Now is the vibrate. So let's not procrastinate. Let's stop the truth from being brutal right now and just let it be the truth. Because truth is love. When your mama teaching you things, do she teach you with lies or truth? Now, of course, and matter of fact, to put this in a little perspective, best of both worlds, or see the mixture of it, like what we say, our parents, tell you lies or truth, but because some of our parents, especially black folks in America, but for sure, just in general, being in America, we come up where you do have lies, as far as like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and things like that, but that because our parents grew up in this dysfunctional society and that dysfunction becomes the norm. Lying about Santa Claus becomes the norm. And that's how the truth, you know what I'm saying? But in essence, you know what I'm saying, your parents, for the most part, is genuinely telling you the truth all the time. When they giving you, guiding you, and teaching you lessons, they're not lying and telling you situations that never happened or making up stories. No, they're telling you situations they really went through. They're telling you the truth about that stove being hot, or the truth about certain things. You know what I'm saying? But a parent, is gonna they striving to tell you the truth. As a matter of fact, in parenting, if they do have like lies and misleading in parenting that come from again being in this dysfunctional society that makes lying, normal and makes misleading. It's just that's normal, you know. I mean, it shouldn't be, but peace. Keep this a thing fast. Happy now. Now's a vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. That's how you liberate yourself.